everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout day for Friday, January 15th. Today's workout, we are starting with our conditioning portion up front. We have 3 rounds, 4 time, of 30 wall balls, 20 box jumps, and 30 total alternating one-arm dumbbell snatches. So this workout is going to test your capacity to produce a high power output for a long period of time. We're not looking for you to sprint necessarily, but we want you to try to take a risk and hold on to some long sets, okay, and not drop the ball or drop the dumbbell. So we want you to find a consistent rhythm, okay, your consistent rhythm, not somebody else's that's next to you, okay? We want you to play your game today. So, with the idea that your goal is to have long sets, we want you to choose loads that allow for sets of 10 to 20 in a row, maybe even 30. Careful of going 30 unbroken wall balls out hot in the gate. If you feel like that is totally up your alley, do so. Try to hang on for that for all 3 rounds. It's usually not the first round that gets us, it's the second and the transition into the third. So keep that in mind when you start out. Wall balls. Ball will be in your hands like so. Try to keep your hands on the southern half of the ball. Okay, we're going to squat all the way down the parallel with weight in our heels. Right, toes are flat on the ground, and we're going to launch the ball to the target, hitting the target each repetition. As the ball comes back, bring your arms out. Start to decelerate the ball with your arms and then give with it with your legs and begin squatting your way back down as the ball comes back to you. You don't have to stiff arm the ball, okay? It's better for you to give with the ball as you begin the next squat. My other advice for the wall ball, use your fingers to help clench the ball in order to keep it from slipping down or pulling your chest down. For those of us who don't like to have their arms up here and try to push the ball, come back, just recognize that the ball is going to hit you hard if your hands are down here because you don't get any time to decelerate the ball from here to there, okay, because you're already there. So if this is troublesome because it pulls your chest forward, then try keeping your hands up. Again, like I said, giving with the ball as it goes down, starting to decelerate it with your arms. For our box jumps, we're choosing a height that we can jump to, landing in a quarter squat, and then standing tall on the box before you step down or jump down. So we don't want to see a squat here to the box. Okay, we want to really take off through the legs, use the arms to splash your face like this to help with your momentum. Again, standing on the box when you're done. Our alternating dumbbell snatch today, just like the wall ball, we're choosing the loads that we can do. I would say sets of 10 to 20 at the very least. Okay, if we're getting down to only sets of 5, okay, the weight is too heavy. Okay, we would probably be able to do all 30 in a row. It'll just be not the load that challenges us, it'll be the metabolic part of it. So, for our dumbbell snatch looks like so. Starts from the ground, ends in a locked out, I'll show you on this side, locked out position over here. Dumbbells over my shoulder, which is over my torso. Okay, my elbows should be locked in this position. I'm going to switch arms below my forehead, so not from up here and then down. Okay, one way to help with that is just to bring it to your shoulder and then switch arms like that. So that way you're always below your forehead when you switch. When I come back down, I'm going to lower my hips when the dumbbell comes to the ground. This will effectively reload my legs for the next rep. Notice how my arm is straight and then it pulls after I launch to get the dumbbell overhead. That way we're not seeing any early arm bend below. So that's our snatch for today. We have a time cap of 15 minutes. From here, we're going to go into a bit of a strength stamina portion. We're going to do some vertical pressing through a push jerk. Every 90 seconds for 5 sets, we're going to do 4 push jerks at 90% of your most recent 2 rep max push press. So you've been following our 2 rep max push press that we found, I believe, 2 weeks ago. You're going to base your load off of that 90%. So this should be towards the heavy side, not so heavy that you can't do it, but heavy enough that it might challenge your technique and add a little bit of fatigue. We're gonna take this from the rack, not the floor. Also note that your rest period is only gonna be about 60 to 75 seconds. So that's gonna play a role as you get further into the sets. So be mindful that when you do your push jerks, that we utilize as much of the legs that we have left as we can, right, to drive the bar off our shoulders and to catch it in that bed position with our shoulders locked out. One of the issues we tend to see the most is that our timing between our lockout and our rebend of the knees is off. And so what happens is we end with bent elbows here versus locked out, or we are so fast underneath the bar that our elbows lock and the weight is in midair and then it kind of crashes down on us. Okay, and it forces us to rebend our elbows. So it's kind of like this. So I go in slow motion, it's here. I'm already down under, I locked out, but the weight hasn't settled into my hand, and then it comes down, bends my elbows, and then I re-straighten. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're fast underneath the bar, but we're also quick to lock out the elbow to get the bar stabilized over our body. When you come back down, elbows break first, come in front, push the bar back into your front rack. Make sure your elbows are up so the bar doesn't roll down and your torso falls. So we definitely want to prevent our next repetition from being here all the way back up overhead. Okay, we'll just increase the distance, make it more challenging on our shoulders, forearms, and wrists. All right, guys, that is the workout for Friday. Have an awesome workout, great end to the week, and we'll see you over the